The girl who healed the queen. Long ago, before the sky held names, before the rivers were dammed and the dreams of women muted, there lived a queen. She was known not for her armies, but for her dreaming. When she danced, the fields grew tall. When she sang, the rivers remembered its course. And at the center of the land, her great drum beat in rhythm with all life. But one winter, the drum went quiet. Amongst all the responsibilities and roles the queen performed, something slipped away and the queen fell ill. Not ill of body, but of spirit, as if a fire had gone out. I no longer know what I long for, she whispered. Only that I am tired. Only that I am tired. As her dreaming faded, the land grew dull. The trees forgot how to green. The moon hid herself. Healers came from all around, but no one could help her until one day, from the forest that no one dared enter, came an old crone. Twigs in her hair, smoke in her voice, eyes sharp as obsidian. The guards tried to turn her back, but the queen weakly said, let her speak, let her speak, let her in. And the crone said, Dear queen, there is an elixir that can restore your dreaming, but it lies beyond the mountains. It cannot be taken, only earned, and it must be fetched by one who still dances when the moon is full. The queen had heard of such a girl living in the village, a spirited one, wild-eyed, with dirt under her nails and curiosity in her bones. The queen summoned her and told her how the land and rivers, how she, the queen, needed her help. She explained the story and asked if she would help them. The girl, afraid, hesitantly but dutifully, said yes, I will help. The old crone explained the task. Follow the path to 3 temples. Then the crone pressed 3 offerings into her hand. A small shell, the voice buried by silence, said the old crone. A shard of mirror for the reflections shaped by others. A single thread, the bond to those who walked before you. Place one in each temple, said the crone. You'll receive something in return, a tool you must keep. Then a door will open, revealing the next stage of your path. And with that, the girl set off on her journey. Temple 1, the path of the dutiful woman. She walked the marked path, head down, polite, said her prayers, did what she was taught. But the more dutiful she became, the longer the road stretched out in front of her. The temple ahead of her grew further and further away, and she broke down and she wept in confusion until she saw a deer, bone white as moonlight, watching her from the trees. It looked at her and looked away and stepped into the brush. And in that moment, something broke in the girl, and she followed. She left the known path, and she walked through the wild wood. Thorns cut her skin, but she felt alive. She found herself in a clearing, and there appeared the temple of wild knowing. She laid the shell, the voice buried by silence, on the altar. The walls of the temple shivered, and then from the ceiling a raven feather and a blank scroll fell down and appeared before her. This is not ink, the temple whispered. It writes in fire. The power to write your own story. So here, she reclaimed her voice, her power to write her script. Temple 2. The river of burdens. A door had opened and she walked out onto the next stage of the path. But now, people appeared, hands outstretched, voices pleading. Carry this for me. You're strong. You can hold it. Don't be selfish. She took them all. Books of sorrow, bags of old pain, shards of other people's stories, obligations that weren't not hers. By the time she reached the river, she was bent low. She tried to cross, but the weight pulled her under, and there, in the churning dark, she realized she had to let it go. One by one, she released the burdens, and they drifted away until she clutched a final book, the heaviest of them all. She looked at it and discovered it was her own. Inside was inscribed, "You are too much. You are not enough. You are here to serve." And reluctantly, fearfully, she let it go, not knowing who she was without those stories. And then she rose up from the water and she found herself at the second temple, the temple of boundaries and flame. She laid down the broken shard of the mirror, and she was given, in exchange, a shield etched with the image of the deer and moon. "This does not block others," said the temple. "It shields your flame, so it may grow." And here she reclaimed what was hers. The third temple, the fog of forgetting. Once again a door opened as she stepped through, but now the path steepened. Stones bloodied her feet, mist veiled everything. She forgot why she came. She forgot herself. She forgot the queen and the land. It all felt far, far away. "You were never enough," said the fog. "Turn back. Turn back. Who do you think you are? You are not enough." She nearly did. She was tired, so weary, just wanted to give up. She didn't long for death, but she wouldn't resist it, maybe even welcome it. But her fingers brushed something in her pocket, the silver thread, and it pulsed with warmth, and from the mist a voice rose, her grandmother's song, a lullaby woven with stories of fierce women and sacred fires, those who had come before her and on whose shoulder she now stands. So she followed the song through the thick fog, and there the temple of lineage and flame emerged. She placed the thread on the altar, and she received a medicine pouch. Inside, a bone rattle, a story stone, and a tiny flame. "This is the sound of your lineage. This is the story that was never lost. This is the fire you must now carry." And so here she had reclaimed her inheritance. The fog lifted. Grandmother Moon appeared smiling, and then she transformed into a deer, radiant and wild. The girl climbed onto her back, and they flew through the stars, back to the queen. And when she arrived, the queen opened her eyes. The drum began to beat, the land greened again, and they danced. Oh, did they dance under the full moon as women gathered fire, sang stories, and remembered. Oh, this is not the end. It is the new beginning. Sklana.